the conference opener between the Lady Rustlers from Central Wyoming College and also the LCCC Golden Eagles from Laramie County. Wyatt Rich could join alongside Joel Kindle as we bring you the first time these two teams meet each other this season in Region 9 play. And Joel, you know, these games are going to count towards the end of things, is when all said and done that seeding will come into factor with conference games.
Yeah, certainly the case, Wyatt, and I think too you always want to protect the home court. And here CWC starts off at home in these two games this afternoon. The gals game first and the guys coming up right after that. So I think protecting the home court is huge because it's going to be so hard to make up for a loss at home on the road.
Yep, as kind of taking a look at these two teams, we'll start with the Lady Golden Eagles from LCCC. They're on a one-game win streak. They defeated Northeastern Junior College last time. They won 9 straight before their last loss.
That loss, yes.
And another thing, they struggle on the road. Under 500 at a 3-4 record. And Central, again, one win at home as well on that one. As the Lady Rustlers, our last matchup was to NJC. They would unfortunately fall in that matchup. Their last win came in November 26 against United Tribes College.
Yeah, and the records are somewhat inverted. You've got 14-4 for LCCC and 2-14 for the CWC Rustlers. So it's, you know, obviously on paper, you know, LCCC has to be the favorite, but there is a reason you play the game.
Yep, and taking a look between these two teams, Joel, it's the 15th meeting between these two teams since both teams brought basketball back. LCCC brought it back in 2016 for their program, as it will be also the first time head coach Leighton Westmoreland will battle the Lady Golden Eagles in his first year as the head coach of the Lady Rustlers.
Yeah, they got that team up and running pretty fast because I think a couple of their earliest wins were against us, actually, as it turned out, when they brought back the sport. So, you know, LCCC we thought would be maybe an easier game. I think they beat us that first year they had the sport, in fact, at least once.
Yep, and the last 5 matchups meetings, CWC has lost 3 of the last 5. The Lady Rustlers would win 2 out of those ones. Again, there's 3 returners for the Lady Rustlers this season, 3 sophomores, and Calissa New, Ivana Beach, and then the one who is going to be on the bench, could be most likely for the rest of the season, is Chevelle Boyd.
Yeah, she is their only scorer in double figures for this team, so they've got a couple things working against them. Their leading scorer, who averages 13 points, is out for this game and maybe for the season. And the other thing is height. They are a tiny team. They have a total of 9 players now. 6 of them, you know, are 5'5" or shorter, I believe. So it's, 5'5" or shorter. And that is not your recipe typically to win games. And I know Coach would like to fast break with a team like that he has, but you've got to get the rebound to start the fast break, and that's awfully tough when you're this small.
Yeah, I agree, Joel. And again, the Lady Rustlers looking to get their first conference win, as last year not a winning record, but you know, it takes time. New head coach, a new kind of system implemented here, and you know, a lot of recruits coming out of Texas too, Joel, in this
which is
team.
where his most recent job was, and I think that's a pretty fertile ground for recruiting is Texas, and I think that's you're going to see him, you know, going down there and grabbing some more from the Lone Star State.
Yeah, the Lady Rustlers on average about 60 points per game. They shoot 32% from the field. The Lady Golden Eagles, 71 points per game, 42% on the field as well. Rebounds per game, Joel, just taking a look at these, 41 for the Lady Golden Eagles to the Lady Rustlers 39. So rebound margin not that big between these two teams.
Yeah, of course, you're playing different teams, so that, you can figure out, figures tell you one thing, but they don't tell you the whole story.
Yep, and we will give you guys the coverage of the Lady Golden Eagles and your Lady CWC Rustlers, as we will be stepping aside. National Anthem come up. We'll give you guys your starting lineups. This is Rustler basketball on the count, or on CWC Rustler Athletics. Back here on Rustler Athletics, also rustlerathletics.com. If you're watching the stream on YouTube, thank you for tuning in to this broadcast of CWC Athletics. As we'll give you guys your starting lineups, as the Lady Golden Eagles are going to be in their blue unis with the yellow and white stripes on the side with white numbers and white lettering. The Lady Rustlers in their white home whites with the orange letters and numbers with the black trim as well. As your starting lineup will look like this for LCCC, as Layla Spring, the freshman 6'1", who is from Australia, wearing number 2, a freshman guard from Stone, Montana, Shannon Niles. Wearing number 3, a freshman 5'10" from Denmark, Michaela Bork. Number 11, Hallie Hester, a sophomore from Saratoga Springs, Utah. And number 24, Monique Marcetti Montani. I hope I pronounced that right, so I apologize if I mispronounced that. The 5'10" sophomore from Australia. So a lot of foreign players on this team.
Well, my son lives in Australia. I probably should have had him scout this team for us, but I don't think that happened, so hey.
Taking a look at your Lady Rustlers now, again in their home white uniforms. This is their starting lineup tonight. Wearing number 0, Grisel Mendoza, a freshman from Sash, Texas. Wearing number 3, Ivana Bijic from Serbia, a sophomore. Number 4, Taylor Elam, a 5'8" freshman from Texas. Also, you got Melanie Garcia from El Paso, Texas, freshman as well. And wearing number 10, Calista New, I just skipped her on my roster, from Australia. She is the sophomore, so both returning sophomores.
Could have scouted her too, by the way. So.
Yeah, both returners that are currently able to play are in the starting lineup, as Calista New stands in the center circle.
Elam is from DeSoto, Texas, typically a power in high school sports in Texas, which is, me and the coach talk Texas sports quite often. I follow both college and high school sports down there, and he certainly is well versed in that, so we have some chats on that quite a bit.
Mendoza and New will control the tip as they will go out of bounds, and what are they going to say? They're going to rule it, just redo it here, I guess.
Yep. It did take 4 seconds off the clock, however.
And we're going to just reset it here. That's, I think, exactly what they're going to do. Is crowd starting to pile in just a little bit here.
Well, doesn't it start once you've touched? The tip would have been a touch.
That's what I thought, but it's going to be
not an unofficial tip, apparently.
LCCC basketball to start things off here. Niles will give it off here to Marcetic Vortani, as again LCCC 14-4 on the season. One-game win streak, and there's a steal there for the Lady Rustlers.
And I think a team with the psyche of CWC having only won 2 games, a good start would be terrific for them.
Each tries to drive in, goes underhand. She'll get a foul and 2 free throws from the charity stripe upcoming. I believe they're going to give this off to Bork. That'll be her first, team's first.
And they're going to make a substitution already.
Yeah, coming in at number 1, Kamaya Jones. Or no, excuse me, that's the wrong roster.
Jamie DeCock will be coming in from the Netherlands.
Yeah, comes in for Marcetic Voltani. As Beach will launch the first free throw, knock it down for the Lady Rustlers. We'll have one more upcoming. Second free throw, up and good, and the Lady Rustlers have a 2-0 lead off of free throws.
I think another thing about a team like CWC not having a lot of success, every free throw is important, you know.
And putting that one up is Lila Spring, as just moving the basketball, Joel, was working out for them, and now he got the pressure. Beach turns it over. It's going to be stolen there by Spring. She'll just lay it up. That's no good, however. And it's going to be saved there.
And I think it needed to be saved because that would have been going right to LCCC as we get a foul in the backcourt against the Golden Eagles.
And I believe they're going to give this off to Hester. They do not actually. They give it off to Niles, so that'll be her first.
Interesting, they do not press on the inbounds in the backcourt. Just on the made basket, it appears.
Beach, top of the key, goes to the right side. We'll pass it inside the New. Kick out to Mendoza. Launches a 3 from deep. No good. New with the rebound, though.
Well, I thought maybe she should have gone up with the basket right there rather than take it back out and maybe force the issue a little bit.
We'll just reset things in. Now Beach.
Zone defense being employed by the Golden Eagles at this point.
As New is going to be fouled on the block. That could have been close on the out-of-bounds line.
That'll be on Spring.
That'll be her second.
Yeah,
Or no, excuse me, that will be her first. As Central will just get the basketball underneath. And the officials asking
I'm kind of curious why there were two basketballs at the end of the court, actually, and now they have removed them.
They'll get things figured out there now as Garcia will inbound for the Lady Rustlers. Give it off here to New. We'll take it to the top of the arc. Now try to drive in. Kick out to Mendoza. As Lady Rustlers drive in. BH will launch one from the top of the back, excuse me, and it's going to be no good.
Good to see a personal foul called on New here, I believe.
They will give it to her. That's her first. It'll be the first team fouls. We'll see a substitution for the Lady Rustlers as Hayden Coley checks in for Central for the first time.
From Wimberley, Texas.
Yeah, we mentioned early, Joel, this team, a lot of Texas players just because we're where Westmoreland came from.
Yep, you got that right, y'all.
Here's a three-point launch there as that one's going to be no good. Rebound put up. There's a deflection there.
Well, I think there could have been a foul call perhaps, but it was not called.
Couple of opportunities, but making the swat there for the Lady Rustlers was Elam. And it's right back to the Lady Rustlers, and then you get a turnover and a foul on the...
Yeah, Mendoza just kind of handed the ball off like a quarterback, handoff there, and LCCC took advantage of it.
It'll be Mendoza's first.
Boy, pretty liberal substituting early in the game for these two teams.
Yeah, but Joel, this team only 9 players suited up for the Lady Rustlers, so you got to wonder how substitutions will go throughout this game.
I think you'll see all 9 of them play, that's for sure.
As that one will go out of bounds. It was last touch there by Hester, and it will be Lady Rustler basketball. Right back into action here again. Live on RustlerAthletics.com as you're watching the video stream. If you're tuning in, we appreciate it. As that one will be a turnover by the Lady Rustlers.
Well, also, when you've not had great success, you cannot afford the unforced turnover, and that's what that one there was.
Still a 2-2 ball game here in Riverton, Wyoming. Again, this is the Region 9 conference opener for both teams. Lady Rustlers sitting with a 2-14 record. 3-point shot there from Hester is no good. Rebound right there put up. That's no good either.
But they're kind of letting it go underneath, aren't they?
Yeah, trying to go on the inside. Lady Rustlers looking like they're showing a zone. Hila looking to get the ball away. Can't get it. Now gives it to Beach, and they'll try to reset things here.
See Coach Westmoreland saying overload.
Looks like they're overloading that one side. Here's a drive in from Elam. She'll put up the floater. That's good.
Yeah, kind of interesting, a floater off the backboard, which you typically don't see. I typically see that a floater go over the front rim.
The Golden Eagles trail by 2 here.
Interesting, both teams playing zone defense here in the early going.
It's that 2-point shot there from Marcetti Vontani. No good. Here comes up with the rebound for the Lady Rustlers as she has the basketball. Approaching 3:30 to go, or 3:30 in this first quarter here. Again, still 4-2. New launches a 3, hits back iron, no good. And coming up with it is DeCoke. Hester, pass to the top of the key. So the Golden Eagles just swinging things around right now. Cross court pass to Hester. She'll launch a 3 from deep as that one hits back iron. That's no good either. Elam comes up with the rebound.
Elam, not real tall, but done a pretty good job on the boards here in the early going at 5'8".
Yeah, 2 rebounds so far in this one here unofficially. 5:52 to go in quarter number 1.
Of course, 5'8" also makes one of the taller Rustlers as well, but...
Beach on the corner, drives in. She'll try to put up a shot. That's no good. And coming up with the rebound is Hester.
Kind of a rolling hook shot there, kind of a older style shot.
Still 4-2 on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Here at Rustler Gymnasium. Driving in now. Spring. Kick out to Niles, and she stepped out of bounds. She didn't know where she was at on that one.
I think that's something you always have a problem with on visiting courts, really, you know. In fact, if you do state basketball, you'll notice at the event center, you'll see a number of those where somebody's out of bounds because that court is just so different than the typical court these teams play on.
I usually have the color on the sidelines and on the baselines.
And then you get some of those multi-use courts that have all sorts of lines on them. Oh, I think Elam made a mistake touching that ball. I think it would have been tipped by a LCCC player, but she makes a effort to get it. I think had she not got it, I think it would have been CWC basketball.
Yeah, I just probably wasn't sure it was deflected there, but
yeah, that's very true.
Still 4-2 here early going here, approaching 5 minutes into the first quarter of the ball game.
Well, you're held LCCC to just 2 points in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Hester's three, a little short, rebound there, and she'll be fouled as Morcentic Vatani will get the rebound. She'll have an opportunity to put two up from the charity stripe.
And New will pick up the foul. Is that her second?
That will be her second. And you're going to see a substitution as Ivana Beach will come in back into the ball game. And timeout.
Yeah, I think this will be the TV timeout here.
We'll step aside as well. We'll be back after this. This is Lady Rustler basketball on CWC Athletics. Back here on CWC Athletics, Lady Rustlers holding LCCC at 2 points, but two free throws are coming from Marcentic Vartoni.
We have an outstanding earned run average at this point, so.
Calista picked up her second foul. She'll have to probably ride the bench for most of the rest of this half.
If you can. Again, when you got 9 players, you do not know what you can do as far as having to play personnel.
Marcentic Vartoni knocks down the first. Averaging at the line this season, about 77%. Knocks both down, and we're tied at 4 apiece.
And there's the press after the made basket. That's the one thing that's been good for CWC. The lack of scoring has not allowed them to set up the press until now. That was close to a travel there and steal.
We'll turn it over. That was
a walk, I thought.
Looks like an extra step there, but Day Cook will get the bucket, and it's now a lead for the Lady Rustlers.
And again, with the made basket, here comes the press.
Almost turning it over. Beach will cross the timeline. As Elam looking, and she had wide open under the basket.
Did not recognize her in time.
As Westmoreland will have to reset things here as Kamaya Jones is into the ball game for the Lady Rustlers. Elam looks, give it off here to Garcia. She'll try to draw baseline, can't get it though.
And they won't get the shot off either because the clock had run down to zeros.
So another turnover, 5th turnover for the Lady Rustlers unofficially in this one. A lot of Fremont County action happening here in this weekend as Lady Rustlers one of those as Martoni, will put up the layup.
Got a nice entry pass setting that one up.
It's now 8-4 on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. We'll see two Lady Rustlers check in on the next dead ball as Elam will.
Oh, a 10-second violation instead.
That forces another turnover for the Lady Rustlers.
A little bit of rash of them here as of late.
Yeah, had a 4-2 lead. Held them to only 2 points for the first 5 minutes of the ball game. They've scored 6 points since. As Niles will bring it up here for the Lady Golden Eagles. Hester to Niles right back as Lady Rustlers kind of showing that 2-3 zone again as another bucket made there by Marcentic Vartoni.
And again, the entry pass, and she's posted up way too down low too much, and they just can't stop her when she's there.
We're going to have a blocking call. This is going to go against Bork for the Lady Golden Eagles. That'll be your second. And the substitutions come in here for the Lady Golden Eagles as we're going to see Lila Spring check back in.
LCCC, a couple of Wyoming products on their team. Maddie Jones of Torrington and Courtney Rowley of Lusk.
3:14 to go here in quarter number 1. 10-4 on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Garcia give it off here to Urbanski, who has also checked in for the first time, and knocking down a 3 is Ivana Beach.
They needed that because it'd been like an 8-point run there.
Yeah, she has 5 of the 7 for the Lady Rustlers in this one so far. 2:48 to go here in quarter number 1. Deflection there as it goes out of bounds. It will remain with LCCC.
I believe CWC has played all 9 of their players so far, haven't they?
I believe that, yeah, you are correct there, Joel. We'll get the inbound here. So LCCC, Joel, not playing really on their home court this season. Playing there was knocking down a 3 is Hester. Kind of a little interruption right there, but Haley Hester knocks down her first points of the ball game. They're playing their games at historic Story Gym this season, both the men and women, however.
And that's typically where the Cheyenne schools, when they play each other, play their games. It's a nice older gymnasium.
Yeah, Riverton got to experience Story Gym early this season as they were at the the James Johnson Classic this year.
James Johnson, the NBA player coming out of Cheyenne Central.
Yeah, plays for the Indiana Pacers right now. It used to be called the Taco John's Classic, and they changed it to the James Johnson one this year.
Well, he's had a rather interesting career going from quite a few different teams.
So we're going to see Mendoza back into the game for the Lady Rustlers. And we're going to have a turnover again for the Lady Rustlers. Didn't see any foul call, but he just took a couple extra steps.
Yeah, it was a travel call.
So right back to Lady Golden Eagles up by 6 here, 13-7 on the scoreboard with 2 minutes approaching. Driving in, Deco, kick out to Hester. She'll launch a deep 3. That is short. And coming up with it, and that is Deco who comes up with it. Putting it up now, that's no good. As Spring trying to put it up, and now getting the and 1 is Deco.
Yeah, LCCC doing most of their damage down low.
And so 2 free throws, or excuse me, an and 1 opportunity on the way for LCCC. We're getting a substitution in, coming in for the first time. One of the in-state players for LCCC, Andrea DeMais, coming from Cheyenne, Wyoming. That's Cheyenne South.
Oh, I missed her when I was mentioning players as far as coming from Wyoming.
We'll see. DeCoke at the line, 72.4%. Misses it. Hester will put it up. That's no good. And coming up with it is Ivana Beach. Beach has 7 on the ball game. Or excuse me, has 5 of the 7 points for CWC. She'll try drive in, kick out here to Mendoza. Looks for the 3, can't knock it down though. And coming up with it is Spring.
Yeah, CWC trying to keep it from being a double-digit deficit here in the first quarter, and they barely do. There's the ball rims out.
Coming up with it is DeCoke. LCCC just moving the basketball around. Here's a pass inside to Spring, and they're going to say an offensive foul.
Interesting, you don't typically get the offensive foul underneath the basket like that.
They're going to say Jamie DeCoke gets the foul there. Central in the bonus for the rest of the quarter here with 75 seconds to go. And Varela has also gotten to the ball game for the first time for CWC.
Yeah, playing with the mask over her nose, we did not have a chance to ask the coach if that's a broken nose consideration, but that's typically what you see with that kind of a mask.
Beach drives in, off the backboard, no good. Yes, Laramie County trying to extend their lead to double digits for the first time this game. Only one lead change and 2 ties. Here's a pass. Hester on the 3. We'll give it right back now to DeMoss. Spring inside. Can't get the shot, though. That's no good.
That's the play they wanted, though. They played a lot of perimeter passing and then waited for one of their 2 bigs to pin somebody down low, and they got it. The shot was just missed.
Collie will get her first board of the ball game. 20 seconds to go. Shot clock still on with a 2-second difference. Driving in. Mendoza. Give it to Elam. She'll try to put it up. That's no good. And it's like a foul as the call comes from the near side. Give DeCoke her second. As LCCC has only played, if I'm not mistaken, 8 of their players so far. There's still 3 on the bench with their shirts on.
Let's say warm-ups on.
Well, I wasn't sure, so.
See, part of the CWC volleyball team in attendance. Another great year for them.
Elam knocks down both free throws. And we're still at a 6-point ball game here. Shot clock turned off, 5 seconds. Here's Kuzmanovic, and now putting up the shot is no good by Marcetic Vartoni, and that will be no good, and that will be how quarter number 1 ends. The Lady Rustlers down by 6, 15-9. We're back after this. This is Rustler Basketball on CWC Rustler Media. Back here on Rustler Athletics, 15-9 your score as CWC held the first 5 minutes to 2 points scoring from LCCC, and they lead 15-9 to start quarter number 2. Underway here, Hester. Give it off here to Niles. Niles will be matched up right now by Garcia. Pass inside as that's up and good from Spring. And they're 2 points away from a double-digit lead. Drive in. Garcia puts up the floater, goes sideways, can't get it to go in. That will be Kuzmanovic with the rebound. Niles falls to the ground. And coming up with it is Beach, and I'm going to say travel. I think I'm going to give Beach for the travel.
Yeah, the reason they called it travel, she improved her position while she was on the ground, and that's all you do it. Good hustle play, and that's what CWC has to do, is pretty much try to get every single loose ball they can, every rebound they possibly can despite their smaller stature.
As I will give Beach the rebound credit there. And LCCC basketball again. Approaching 40 seconds into this quarter here again. 4 10-minute quarters as there's the...
Boy, a reverse layup in traffic was a nice shot that time.
And Springs has got 4 quick points in this quarter.
Averages 10 on the year.
Give it to Elam, who loses it. Coming up with it, though, is Garcia. We'll take it back to the top to Mendoza and reset things here. Beach, kick out to Mendoza. Bounce pass right back to Beach. Give it to Elam. Right back to Beach is Lady Rustlers with 5 on the shot clock. Garcia drive in as that shot is deflected. The foul comes late, though.
It's me on Spring, I think. Looked like a pretty good block from this vantage point, but I think it'll be called on her.
We'll see what they do here. They do it. It's going to be her second foul.
LCCC coaching staff somewhat surprised by that call.
CWC, Ayanna McWilliams, head coach for the Lady Rustlers. Or, excuse me, for the Lady Golden Eagles. Westmoreland, the head coach for the Lady Rustlers. Got mixed up there, Joel, but we're good.
I mean, they made a trade, but apparently not.
Garcia will knock down the first. That's our first points of the ball game.
Interesting, this lineup that CWC has now, now that the injured player is gone, that being, Chevelle Boyd, there's not a single double-digit score left at this point.
Yeah, they have Calista New back out with 2 fouls in this ball game, the only Lady Rustler to have 2. Kuzmanovic, give it to Hester. We'll drive it back up, give it off here to Niles. Back to Hester. Drive in. Kuzmanovic will give it off here to Martoni. It will give it up and score the long 2.
Yeah, she's done some damage outside now to go with her inside baskets.
And the pressure getting there, almost had that 10-second call, was about 3 seconds away. Beach will turn it over, and it's right back to the Lady Golden Eagles, who almost turn it over, and they'll get it off. And nice play there by Hester to knock it off Beach's leg.
Yeah, I think Beach just frustrated that she couldn't get back to the ball after it went off her foot.
Yeah, kind of hit the heel of her foot.
Yeah, and kind of being calmed down by Garcia out there. She was very frustrated that she couldn't, just a hustle play.
And Beach will get substituted out there for Kamaya Jones.
It wasn't like she was upset with the officiating or anything. She was just upset that she couldn't control it. She chucks a cup, I think, to the corner as she gets to the bench.
Yeah, she'll talk with the head coach, or the assistant coach, excuse me. Niles will launch a deep 3. That's no good. And that will be Kamaya Jones who comes up with the rebound.
Coach Garrett talking to BH as she came to the bench.
Here's that floater from Garcia. That's up and good.
Well, CWC shoots a fair number of runners, don't they?
Yeah, a lot of the floaters inside the paint, too. They're kind of going sideways, too, I'm kind of noticing.
It's kind of somewhat of a version of a rolling hook shot.
Kuzmanovic will pass it off here to Marcetic Vartoni. She'll be fouled.
Yeah, I think Newell raises her hand immediately, and I think there'll be 2 on her, too, won't it?
That'll be a third.
Oh.
No, they actually don't give it. They give it to Kamaya Jones. So that saves Calista New.
Yeah, especially because New raised her hand after that foul was called.
Yeah, that would have had to take her right back to the bench as Marcetic Vartoni knocks down the first.
And see what LCCC has with a larger roster, a player with 2 personal fouls, they can leave out there because they've got somebody else can fit that piece of the puzzle if that player does foul out. For CWC, they do not have that option as they do not get the offensive rebound here.
Hester going to launch a 3 after getting the rebound. That's no good. Coming up with it was Garcia. Only Lady Rustler to score in this quarter as we approach 3 minutes in.
Now CWC just trying to keep it close right now.
Yeah, doing a good job as they're down by 10. Here's Mendoza. She'll try and go for the 3. Can't get it, though.
Boy, it rimmed out.
Marcetic Vartoni comes up with the rebound, and be Niles with the basketball. She'll give it off here now. Lady Golden Eagles just swinging the basketball right now, looking for their shot. Pass inside to Spring. She'll be fouled. And you're probably going to get Elam for the foul right there.
That's going to be tough, too, when you're a short team and not a large roster, because you're going to be having to deal with the much bigger players inside, and to try to control them, you're probably going to have to, end up committing more fouls than you would like.
This head coach Leighton Westmoreland talking with the official, probably on that call, as Spring will miss her first. As the Lady Golden Eagles 3 of 6 from the charity stripe in the first half. Second free throw will go in, though. And it's an 11-point game here. And like you say, Joel, the pressure comes off the May bucket.
And it's a zone press is what they use. So they'll come double team the ball if you don't get across. If we do get it across the 10-second line there. Dangerous pass.
2-2-1. Jones kick out to Elam. She'll try to launch a long 2 and will get it in.
Now we're back under that double-digit lead at 9, 24-15.
Elam with 6 on the game. Pass inside to Spring. She'll be fouled. Elam will pick up her second back-to-back foul on back-to-back possessions. And that will send right back to the free throw line, Layla Spring, as the substitution will come in for Spring. So we're going to get Brock back into the game.
Not necessarily, because it's going to be after the first shot, irregardless.
Makes that first one.
Why? There's nobody come in.
Second free throw, no good.
I'm curious, there were 4 people to check in there after the first shot.
Well, Brock
Nobody
did
checked.
the shooting motion, saying she was going in for the shooter. Here's a three. That one's no good.
The thing was, there were 3 other players wanting to go in at that time, and they didn't whistle anybody in until now.
And now they'll bring in the substitutions. Yeah, because Brock was going in. She did the shooting signal. She was going to go in for the shooter. But yeah, that was curious. That was weird.
But there were 4 total, though.
Yeah, that is the. Don't have an answer for the 3 other substitutions.
They were hanging out with her.
A loud scream from the crowd with the no good 3. So it'll be Mendoza with the rebound, and she'll have the basketball. Give it off here to Garcia. On the far side, pass inside to Colley.
Colley did not want to take it down there as the ball gets knocked away. CWC gets it back.
Yeah, Mendoza saving the possession. 10 on the shot clock. New. Look to drive in. Goes left. Keeps going. We'll go for the under scoop and score, and Calista New gets it in.
A degree of difficulty high.
Well, you cut the lead to 8 there. 25-17 on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. 5-8-16 to go. Here's a kick out. Marcetic Vartoni going to try to drive in. She'll be fouled. And it looks like Colley, kind of her reaction says it all. And they will give it to her, so that'll be her first personal. That is the team's 4th.
Martoni averaging 11.1 on the year. I think she's pretty darn close to that average already, I believe.
As Marcetic Vartoni with 9, looking for a double-digit night. She almost that first one, or a double-digit afternoon, excuse me. One more free throw coming with 5:11 to go in the quarter. We'll make that second one. 26-17 now.
First double-digit scorer of the contest.
New.
Bad place to give up the ball, but they get away with it.
Give it off
Give
here.
up the dribble, rather.
Doza has the basketball on the far side. Garcia looking for the pass to Beach. She'll take the 3. This one, no good. And coming up with it is Brock. Yes, that's going to be a turnover.
Nice job filling the lane defensively for CWC that time.
It will be New, top of the key. Give it up right back to Mendoza. With 4:30 to go in the quarter. New, gonna try to drive in, play some bully ball. She will fall to the ground. And it's gonna be a 5-on-4, but a turnover for LCCC. New, pump fake, will try to put it up, and she gets it in and good. And slow to get up, a couple of times now she has.
It worked to her advantage the last time because she was slow to get up, and that left her down there to get the feed and then the layup on the reverse.
3 from Brock, and she will fall to the ground. That's good. A lot of players getting knocked to the ground. Officials are kind of letting them play this one a little bit.
Pretty good answer for LCCC after CWC had cut the lead to 7 points.
Mendoza to Beach, going to try to drive in. Stop, pop up 2 on the elbow. No good.
Boy, nobody went after that rebound. It bounced on the floor before anybody snagged it.
And in the hands of Brock, and then you're going to get a foul on Garcia.
Yes, way out in front.
It'll be her first. Should be the team's team 6, but no, they do say it's the 5th. And immediate timeout, we'll step aside. We'll be back after this. This is Lady Rustler Basketball on CWC Media. Back here on Rustler Media, just kind of a high school update. Kelly Walsh leads Riverton 22-10 in the second quarter.
Boy, a bit of a surprise there.
Yeah, Kelly Walsh fell 70-25 yesterday to Cody. And have to play it back-to-back against Riverton. Riverton looking to get their first.
This is the gals game. Cody ranked number 1 in 4A, which is pretty good for one of the smaller schools in 4A.
Yeah, I've overtaken Cheyenne East, who was one game away from securing a state record for consecutive wins. As it will be back-to-back misses, and then another miss there for LCCC. As Brock had a chance to knock in two and misses both. New, bounce pass inside to Colley. Colley will give it back to New. As New will hand it off here to Mendoza to reset things. Colley inside, no.
Nice pass, just could not finish the play.
Niles will come up with the rebound. As she gets it right back. Kuzumovic, good off here as we're seeing a new Lady Eagle in the ball game, number 33, and from Lusk, Wyoming, Courtney Rowley.
Which means Niobrara County High School.
It'll be CWC basketball on the sideline as New will inbound it to Mendoza. LCCC showing a little pressure. 2:45 in counting in a 29-19 ball game. Elam.
Probably have noticed that LCCC has switched from that zone to a person-to-person defense here.
And it causes a turnover as Marcetic Vartoni, saying her name a lot in this ball game. She has 10 points and 3 boards. Kick out. Kusumovic can't get it in. Getting it right back was Rowley, who will give it off to Marcetic Vartoni for the score.
Has exceeded her average of 11.1 now with 12 points for the half.
LCCC 39% shooting unofficially, and there's a turnover by CWC, and putting it up is Kuzumovic, and will get it in good.
A nice soft touch as it hit a bunch of the rim, but is able to fall.
And Beach will lose it, and that's another turnover.
Had it poked away and tried to regain the dribble, went off her leg out of bounds.
It'll be LCCC basketball as their lead is starting to grow here, Joel.
Yeah, the thing you got to be careful, like I said, those runs. And here, it'd be nice to keep it like around 10 points at halftime.
Marcetic Vartoni's three, no good.
Well, that's a long rebound above the three-point circle.
Yeah, Elam comes up with it. Mendoza has the basketball, trying to avoid the trap.
So now they're not in a man-to-man here as they've been trapping.
Beach loses it, another turnover, and
turnover right back, however.
Beach not liking what just happened there in back-to-back possessions. 74 seconds here in the half. 33-19 on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. That's Beach. Give it off here to New. New for Mendoza. We'll get it right back. Mendoza will back up to the NJC logo. NJCAA, if I be exact, is New was looking for the shot, and shot clock violation on the Lady Rustlers. Another turnover. Unofficially, their 15th turnover, Joel. Right now, it's basically a 15 turnovers to 5 for LCCC.
And again, I said the unforced turnovers are the ones you really can't afford when you're a team that is struggling.
Under a minute to play here. As we're also seeing Maddie Jones from Torrington, Wyoming, into the ball game for the first time. Marcetic Vartoni, reverse, no good. Colley comes up with the rebound. And Mendoza will bring it up here with 36 seconds to go. Shot clock separated by 8 seconds.
Maddie Jones, their shortest player at 5'3", which would mean she's taller than 3 of our 9 players.
Mendoza to New. Watches 3 from deep. That's no good as Colley's going to get it over the back foul. That'll be her second. And it is bonus from here on out, too, for LCCC. So going to the free throw line is Courtney Rowley. As Rowley is going to be looking for her first points of the ball game. 50% from the free throw line this season, averages about 2 points per game, knocks down that first one. And one more to come. 8 of 15 from the free throw line are the Lady Golden Eagles, as that one takes a shooter's bounce. And it's right back to CWC. Shot clock turned off, 18 seconds to play. Mendoza, right off here to New. New, top of the key, looks to drive in. We'll look for the pass to Colley. That's no good. Mendoza comes up with it, 4 seconds. Turnover for LCCC, 2 seconds, 1 second, and they're just gonna hold on to it. Was Maddie Jones, and that will be how the first half ends. 35-19, the first half score here, as the Lady Golden Eagles score 20 in that second quarter. As we will step aside here and give you guys some first half numbers, we'll be back after this. This is Rustler Media. Back here on Rustler Athletics, 35-19, your halftime score, as Lady Rustlers right now laying by Taylor Elam with 6 points in the ball game, as also Ivana Beach notched in 5 all in the first quarter. But the 20-point second quarter, Joel, is what's given the Lady Golden Eagles this lead.
Yeah, outscoring CWC 20-10 in that second quarter. And like I said, they're a team that's 14-4 on the year, and there's a reason for that. And like I said, CWC, just too many unforced turnovers, I think, is probably maybe the bottom line that's caused this deficit.
Yeah, take a look. 15-5 the turnover margin, as CWC's got 15 turnovers on the ball game. Only 1 of 6 from 3 are the Lady Rustlers, but they shoot 6 of 18 overall. Unofficially, again, that's 33%. For the free throw line, 6 of 6. You got free throws wise, they're doing pretty good at the charity stripe. They're knocking all of them down. Just unfortunately, the scoring totals is just not where it's at right now. The Lady Rustlers in that first quarter only held 5 points to LCCC in the first 5 minutes of that ball game to 2 points.
Yeah, off to a good start defensively. Of course, I think missed shots were certainly part of that as well. So it's probably, you know, a theme that they've seen before, you know. So it is what it is.
Yeah, we got the official numbers now for CWC, 6 of 19. So I did miss a shot there, but overall, LCCC 12 of 35, but the 3 3-pointers, they're shooting 3 of 14 from 3 in the ball game is LCCC in that one. Free throw wise, 8 of 15 officially, and leading the way right now for LCCC with total points. I have Marcetic Vartoni. She's got 12 points and 3 rebounds.
Yeah, above her average of 11.1 on the year, in fact, already. So that's been a handful for CWC to deal with, but doing it both inside and out, actually.
Yeah, and Joel, I agree. I mean, she's doing it both inside and out, as you say. Again, turnover margin 15-5, and, you know, second half here, Joel, is CWC is going to have to put a little bit more points up and cause some more missed shots for LCCC. We're getting
had a dance team, a local dance team performing at halftime here.
They're called the Girls in Black. They're going to be competing in a competition in March. They're showing off. They showed off a performance. One of their performances is they're led by some leaders, so it's kind of pretty cool to see.
And using some of the younger players who go, or younger athletes who go to their camp. So,
yeah, they're getting a team photo. It's got about 9.5 minutes to go here in halftime intermission. We'll step aside for another timeout. This is Lady Rustler basketball on Rustler Media. Wrestler Media 19-35, your score in favor of LCCC as we'll get the second half started here. And Joel, just the Wrestlers had their way in the first quarter, but that 20-point score, again, was really kind of the difference maker so far. This one, as we're seeing somebody jamming out to the music, but we're going to get right underway here. It'll be Lady Wrestler basketball to start the second half. They'll be going left to right, and we're underway here in the second half.
The teams have played 5 common opponents, and obviously quite a bit of difference in how you did against them. When one's got a 14-4 record, one's has a 2-14 record, but
the same 5 that started this game early as we're going to see New will try to put it up. She'll get fouled on the play.
Nice job by Garcia, though. She drove the baseline, then dished for a, I was going to think an uncontested shot. It was contested, but fouled is how it was contested. So
it'll be Niles who gets her second foul of the ball game. New at the free throw line. Hasn't taken any free throw attempts yet, and she'll make them pay for that first one. So 1-of-1 for her. Lady Rustlers 100%. If I am not mistaken, from the free throw line, they do mark them 100%. We got the official stats.
Well, there you did it.
Sarah Watson and broadcaster Jinx comes into play. Niles with the basketball. Lady Rustlers showing the 2-3 zone. Look for the inside pass to Marcetic. Vortoni is rejected there, and putting it back up is Spring.
I think thinking a personal foul should have been called there at first, but it didn't really matter as they get the basket.
It's a 17-point lead here, approaching a minute into the new half. New kick out to beach. She'll swing it off here to Mendoza for 3. No good. Marcetic Vortoni comes up with the rebound.
Well, pretty much on the line from our vantage point, but just hit back iron and bounced away.
So Niles will go to the far side. Now we'll come right back. Top of the key. Pass inside of Marcetic Vortoni. And there's going to be a turnover right there for LCCC as Mendoza comes up with it. Garcia, 3, high arc, back iron, no good.
I got to quit the bounce. The bounce was
There's a big bounce on that one. And here's a lane here for Brock, and she'll lay up and in.
Now, this is danger time for CWC right now, the start of the third quarter here. You're not really in contact, but you're not out of the game, but you don't want to let it get away from you because either you tighten it up at the start of the third or it becomes a much bigger lead.
Yeah, the lead right now is up to 19. Another turnover there by CWC. Niles will go for the reverse. That's no good. And coming up with it is Brock, but they're going to say jump ball.
Yeah, 3-on-3 jump ball there.
It will favor LCCC, though, as we'll see a substitution come in. Couple substitutions. Let's see, Collie check in for the Lady Rustlers. She'll check out Beach. Again, Lady Rustlers 9 suited. Chevelle Boyd out for the Lady Rustlers in this one.
They had some illness earlier. They were down to less than 9 for a while.
As Brock look for Spring. Spring going to try to make a move on Collie. That's no good. Getting the rebound is Brock. She'll put it up and good.
As your height as a factor. Another thing about height, as the game goes on, it becomes more and more pronounced as the smaller team is just getting worn out trying to battle against a taller team.
Lead to 41 now for the Lady Golden Eagles from Laramie County.
Yeah, first time they've really doubled up the score since they're very early going.
Yeah, they already have 7 points in the quarter. CWC with only 1 point. That came off the Calista New free throw.
Pushing the shot clock again.
Mendoza's 3, no good. Coming up with it is Spring. Or no, excuse me. Yeah, that is Spring. Seeing more of the bench coming out for LCCC is Jones. We'll give it off to Spring. As Jones again for 3, knocks it down.
Yeah, the last player that got into the ball game in the first half scores the bucket here. And I think now, I believe all of the players for both teams have played in the contest.
Everybody has played at least 1 minute in the ball game, as Mendoza's 2 is no good. Spring with the rebound on.
And Spring able to get that rebound just flat-footed with the superior size.
Elam going to get called for the foul. She was trying to get the steal, and then Ilum steps over, but CWC, or LCCC not liking that. That'll be Ilum's third personal. It's only the team's first of the quarter. As Marcetic Vartoni will inbound, give it off here to Spring, and then will be a foul on the ground.
In the NBA it would have counted, but this is not the NBA.
Garcia with the foul.
Well, his fouls starting to add up for CWC a little bit too, and they're not, like I said, not a deep team, you know.
Yeah, Elam with 3 fouls leads the Lady Rustlers. Spring getting the inbound to Marcetic Vartoni. Hester now launching the 3. That's no good. New comes up with the rebound. And Mendoza pushing the pace.
Also, it's important to know this is a team we'll see again later because it is a Region 9 sub-region game, so they'll see this team again in Cheyenne down the road. He wanted to say Laramie because Laramie County is Cheyenne, whereas Laramie is in Albany County. But
yeah, it's weird how that turned out to be. But yeah, that game will be taking place at Story Gym. And talked about that a little
Historic
earlier.
Story Gym.
Historic Story Gym. That's the correct title. That 3 no good from Jones. New comes up with the rebound. Notches her second of the half. Mendoza pushes the pace, gives it off to Beach. She'll launch the 3. That's up and good. Beach with 8.
Yeah, and much needed would be an understatement there. Beach, by the way, averaging 8.7 points on the season, is their leading active score that they have, with Boyd not able to play.
Yeah, and leads the way with 8. Here's a 3, and there's a response there from Jamie DeCoke. And it's now 47-23 on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. New to Garcia, give it off here to Mendoza. Launches the 3 from the corner, and there's a response.
Boy, it's a shootout, not at the OK Corral.
3-point fiasco going on.
I've been to the OK Corral, by the way.
47
in Tombstone, Arizona.
47-26 on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. 5 minutes approaching in the game. Hester, give it off here to DeCoke. Give it now to Jones. Jones takes the screen. Give it off here to Spring. Give it right back to Esther. She'll try to knock out another 3, and there goes the 3-point run that both teams were scoring on. Beach comes up with the rebound. And she'll slow things down. New. Drive in, left side. Now spins, goes right, gets rejected on the play, and getting the rejection was Spring. And we're going to have a, looks like timeout or immediate
another
timeout.
immediate timeout.
And we will step aside. It's Rustler Basketball on Rustler Media. Back here on Rustler Media, it will be Lady Rustler Basketball with 4:34 to go. As we're also now going to see Kamaya Jones in the ball game. This will be a turnover for the Lady Rustlers, as it's going to be Brock with the steal and the conversion. And the Lady Golden Eagles up 49-26, as that could have been a disaster turnover.
I think that is their biggest lead at 23, I think, isn't it?
23 right now. The lead, I believe you are correct, Jared Joel, As here's a three from Jones, back iron, and coming up with it is Jones, and then they're going to say jump ball.
I thought a stat that jumped out at me.
They're going to say foul. They do say foul. The official comes in and overrules the call.
That might have had a better angle. I was going to say the stat that jumped out at me at halftime of the game was the offensive rebounds, 14-1. The advantage LCCC. Again, that height coming into play somewhat, certainly.
Yeah, as LCCC has a big rebound advantage. New with the basketball. We'll give it off here to Varela. Bounce pass back to Jones. Jones will get it off to New. Three from the arc. No good. That'll go out of bounds. We go right back to LCCC. 3:44 to go in the third. Again, this is a doubleheader, so the men will play after this one. As both the men's teams over 500 this season, up to this point to start the conference season. CWC at 13-6. We'll preview that game a little bit more after this one as the Bailey Tire and Auto post-game show. Coming up, Hester to Brock, top of the key, right back to Hester. Gives it off here to Marcetic Vartoni, who goes baseline. We'll try to put it up, and they're going to say, and one.
Well, Alexi was bowling CWC players and still down on the floor for CWC is New.
So they give that foul to. They give it off here to Colley, and that is not what you want to see for the Rustlers as they are going to be down to potentially 8.
Yeah, it was 8. Really, 2 players got bowled over of CWC, but the foul still went against the Rustlers.
Yeah,
and on top of that, that was Colley's 3rd personal foul.
Yeah, Duke got the worst of all of that as she is still on the ground and she appears to be in pain as we'll step aside for just a moment. This is Lady Rustler Basketball on Rustler Media. Coming back as Callista New hobbling off one leg as she is needing assistance from the head coach and the trainer from the CWC bench, and it is taking her a while as she's trying to put pressure on it and able to put a little bit more pressure on it now. That's the good news for Callista New, is now she's walking under her own power.
And she is the leading rebounder on this team that isn't very tall, averaging 6.4 boards a contest.
Yeah, they were checking out the leg of Callista New again. She took the worst of that play from Marcetic Vartoni. And she will get one more, too, as she did get the and one opportunity, and she will convert on that. The foul from Hayden Colley.
And the lead just continues to grow at this point, unfortunately, for CWC.
52-26 your score with 3:11 to go. Turnover there by the Lady Rustlers as Brock will try to put it up. Can't get it, though. Jones comes up with it, and then you're going to get a foul.
Jones, who's been their last player off the bench, is not a bad-looking little player for LCCC.
Again, she is from
Torrington.
Torrington, yes, she is.
A lot of good athletes named Jones have come out of Torrington, by the way.
Jones, the freshman on the Torrington team who was in the Constellation Championship last season for the Lady Trailblazers. And she falls to the ground, does get the inbound, though.
I also find that a weird term, the Constellation Championship. Because if you're Constellation, it really is not a championship.
Well, you're the last two left in the Constellation bracket. Is now we're going to see a turnover onto the steal. That's no good, as that was Varela who was trying to get the score. As Elam got the rebound, they'll reset things here with 14 on the shot clock. And got the official from the baseline. So they're going to discuss something. Not sure exactly what they're going to be discussing about. They will say it's Lady Rustler basketball. That was what the baseline official did say, though. Yeah, not sure exactly what they're discussing. So you'll talk with Leighton Westmoreland.
I think the LCCC coach would like to know what it was, too, because she was just kind of there. You know, you're talking to the other coach, but you're not talking to me. What's going on?
Yeah, nothing comes out of it, apparently.
No.
It's still 52-26 with 1 on the shot clock. That shot from 3, no good.
Well, CWC shooting a lot more outside shots, it seems like, here since we started the third quarter.
Brock, she'll try to respond. That's no good. Elam comes up with a rebound, and Hester pokes it out.
I think Elam kind of got lucky there because that ball was going out of bounds and it would have been CWC ball anyhow, but she's able to play it and knock it off a LCCC player, which probably wasn't necessary, but they were going to get the ball either way.
Yep, still Lady Rustler basketball. 2:10 to go in this one. And we're going to get a foul on the play.
And this will be on Jones.
LB Jones is first. Getting all of her stats in the third quarter here. A 3-pointer, a rebound, and a foul. It will be Lady Rustler basketball on the sideline. Inbound will go to Varela. Now to Urbanski, who's in the ball game for the first time in this half, as Elam will knock down the 2. Elam with 8 in the ball game as 2 Lady Rustlers 1 bucket away from double-digit point figures. It's updating Kelly Walsh. Riverton trails right now 37-21 in the 4th.
And that would be the gals game.
It is the girls game, you're correct there, Joel. These games started basically around the same time with each other.
Starting about the same time as the NFL playoff game.
Yeah, Kansas City and Jacksonville playing for a chance to the NFC Championship game.
AFC Championship.
AFC,
game.
there we go. Oh, man, I'm getting my stuff wrong today. It's weird, too, Joe. I don't know if you know this. Since 2017, the Chiefs and the Jags have at least been one of the teams in the championship game. In the AFC Championship.
I don't think the Jags have contributed a whole lot to that.
No, they're the 2017 team.
Boy.
Made it. They fell to New England. Random trivialities I know.
And then they got those Urban Meyer year that just went to heck on them.
Yeah, but not too bad their first year under Doug Peterson.
Oh, he's done a nice job bringing them back.
As it is Lady Rustler basketball, 75 seconds to go. Floater shot there, no good from Urbanski. As Marcek for Tony comes up with the rebound. As Jones will direct the offense here. Marcek for Tony will kick out to Jones. She'll take the 3. That's good.
Well, she doesn't shoot a lot, but she's canned 2 threes here in the third quarter.
Yeah, she's got 2 threes in the quarter. And has up her points to 6. 45 seconds to go here. As that was almost a travel there. Has taken the shot and 1 is Garcia.
By the way, Jones only averages 2.8 points a game, so 1 3, and she's above her average.
Yeah, she's well above the average now. We'll see Garcia go to the free throw line. Didn't knock down her last 2. She has a chance to go for a 3-point play here. Down by 27. Shot is good. 3-point play converts as Elam and DeCote fall to the ground.
Interesting too how Jones, who has the ball right now, has that interesting where one side of her shorts is hitched up and the other one isn't.
Shot clock still on, separated by 9 seconds. Here's the shot from 3, no good. And coming up with it is Urbanski. And shot clock is turned off though. Urbanski, give it off here. 4 3-point shot from Mendoza, that's no good. As we got a scramble for the basketball, ending up with it is Lovelock. As that one goes out of bounds, and Lady Rustlers got 2.4 seconds to play with.
And we see New working out behind the bench, you know, stopping and starting running. So that's got to be a good sign for the CWC wrestler team.
Yeah, again, they checked out her leg after taking a kind of a hard contact play right there. 2 seconds, 1 second. They're just going to let this clock go to the quarter as Lady Rustlers right now trail 57-31. We'll see what they do in the fourth. We'll step aside. This is Lady Rustler Basketball on Rustler Media. Coming out of the timeout, or the quarter ending there, it's 57-31 entering the fourth quarter as a border war happening as Wyoming up 43-32 in that game.
They pretty much find basketball at all levels here today. You've got high school, junior college, universities, and well, I'm sure the NBA is playing tonight too.
Oh, there's always NBA games playing. Chiefs up against the Jags 10-7 right now in the second quarter for the football fans out there. As Lady Rustlers, final 10 minutes here in this one in a 57-31 game here. Urbanski to Mendoza. 7 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, they've had a couple of shot clock violations, so.
Mendoza to Urbanski. Was looking for the pass. I didn't know if they saw the shot clock.
I think they're going to have another shot clock violation
They do.
too, but well, I'm not going to say luckily, but they end up throwing it away instead.
As Westmoreland did not like how that possession started off.
I still believe he's the guy that's going to get it turned around. I think obviously a late start in recruiting. He has had some players leave the program early on. Injuries, you know, and small of stature have all worked against him certainly.
3-point shot hits the net but doesn't go in.
Yeah, that's a 3-point shot that would have been better off being a 2-point shot.
Yeah, nothing goes in on that one. We Lady Rustler basketball, and again, Westmoreland in his first season, and coming from Texas.
I enjoyed talking to him, as I said before. You know, he's a very good conversationalist about various things. We're talking recently about the #1 high school team in Texas is not eligible to play for the state title this year in Duncanville, which is interesting.
How do you not qualify for a state championship?
Because you've been cheating all along, that's why.
Oh. Well, if that's the case.
There have been some recruiting things going on there.
As that shot there, no good from LCCC. That's their second straight miss from beyond the arc.
Now, some people say Duncanville is the most successful high school program in Texas, though. I think Austin Westlake is making a run at that right now.
Here's a three from DeCoke. That's no good. New comes up with the rebound. As Mendoza. And that's a good sign to see. Calista New comes back in. And hitting the three is Ivana Beach.
Put her in double figures, won't it?
That will put Ivana with 11.
Like I said, above her average of 8.7. Somebody's got to make up for the points that we're typically going to get from Chevelle Boyd, which they will not be getting now for a while.
As now Lady Rustlers down 57-34. And you're going to get a foul on the play is in the ground hard.
Yeah, that foul will be on Beach, but
I'm going to say Beach. That will be her second personal.
That's interesting. It's only her second foul because she's been a pretty physical player out there in this game today.
Still LCCC basketball as the foul occurred on the floor. DeCoke going to try to drive it in. Bounce pass now to Lovelock. Yes, Elam comes up with the steal.
Yeah, nice step in there. She saw what was coming on that play.
Mendoza on the near side. Pass that off to Beach. Mendoza to Elam. Thought about a three. Doesn't take it, though. Bounce pass right back to Beach. Swing it now to Garcia. Drive in. Kick out. Elam long two. No good, but New comes up with it. Nice save there.
Yeah, nice wraparound on the pass.
And that one's no good, though. From three.
Yeah, Rowley with the rebound. They're one of the Wyoming players, of which there are 3 on the team.
Getting from Lusk. Get boys game after the conclusion of this one. 15 seconds on the shot clock here for LCCC. Rowley going to try to go up for the shot. She'll go to the free throw line, shoot 2. Again, conference opener for Region 9 play.
Beach picks up another personal foul. As we said, she didn't have many fouls, but now they're get a couple back-to-back in a hurry.
That's 3 on the game as first one.
Is that Rowley's first point of the game?
That would be. Or no, excuse me, she's got 3. One more to go, and we'll knock it down. So 59-34 now on the Fremont Therapy scoreboard. Live on RustlerAthletics.com and CWC Rustlers YouTube. Mendoza thought about a 3, goes baseline. Go to the other side. Elam back to Mendoza. Give it to Beach. Beach launches a 3 from deep. That one's no good.
Kind of wonder if that might have been outside of her range, that she had to kind of lean in to get it there.
Lovelock came up with the rebound, and she has the basketball now. Inside pass to Rowley. She'll put up a shot. No good. Beach comes up with the rebound.
Hate to say it, but here with 6 minutes to go, we're pretty much playing, out the end of the ball game really at this point.
6 minutes approaching in quarter number 4. Mendoza give it to Elam. Pass inside to New. Kick out to Garcia. She'll try to drive in. He'll put up the shot. That's up and good. Garcia with 9 in the ball game. Spring. Kick out to Lovelock. Pass inside to Rowley. Was looking for Spring, and then you're going to get a foul on the play.
I think Rowley made a bad pass and then trying to overcompensate for the bad pass. Commits a personal foul right after that.
They will say Spring with the foul.
Spring, though, and with the foul instead. My mistake.
So Lady Rustlers get it right back. Garcia to Beach. We'll give it right back to Mendoza.
Right now you're trailing by 23, and I think if you're CWC and Coach Westmoreland, I'd certainly love to win the game, but I think right now your goal is probably more something like, can we get this game under 20 points as far as the disadvantage?
Yeah, you can get to 20 if you make the 3 here. 6 seconds on the clock. Mendoza's shot deflected there by Spring. Rowley comes up with the rebound. It's Lady Rustlers unofficially 6 3-pointers in the quarter. So that's going to be a turnover off the bad pass.
Kind of a rocket pass that time, and it just not able to handle it with Spring.
Kuzmanovic, who turned it over. Just trying to, the officials were talking for just a moment. Back in action here. Beach drives in, right side, takes a couple steps, and 1.
Like I said, she's been aggressive, also aggressive offensively.
Well, Joel, you said get under 20. This is a chance to make it 20. And we're going to have a media timeout. We'll step aside. RustlerAthletics.com. It's 59-38 back after this. Rustler Media, 59-38 your score.
You know, Wyatt, you're talking about this was the media timeout. Think about this. Neither team has called a timeout in this game.
No, not one single timeout. Beach is going to look to convert this three-point play here, and she won't, and then you're going to get Elam for the foul. That will be her 4th personal. And CWC going to bring some front court pressure here.
Talking about outstanding high school programs, DeSoto, where Elam is front, is typically a very good program. I know in football they had a run in the playoffs this year.
As DeKoch will give it off here to Lovelock, and right back to Kuzmanovic. She gets it right back here. Look for the inside pass. Will now get it inside to Spring. Spring will
called for the offensive foul.
Thought there was a travel for a second, but they do call her for the offensive foul. That's her 4th as well. So we'll have the men's game again after this one in the doubleheader. As will be a final. Riverton will fall to Kelly Walsh. Just a matter of if they score in the final 30 seconds of the ball game there in the girls matchup. Here's a pass. Garcia, long 3, no good.
She knew it was short immediately as she started following that shot when she could tell that it was not going to get there.
Allie comes up with the rebound. Lovelock to Kuzmanovic. And that's going to be a backcourt violation. That'll be a turnover.
I think one of the officials was unsure at first if it had been tipped or not because it took a while for him to blow the whistle.
Yeah, I think that was the thing I think you noticed right there, Joel. 3:49 to go in this ball game here. It will be Central basketball. 59-38, just wasn't sure exactly what the official was at the scorer's desk for, but it just figured it out right there. Mendoza, top of the arc, and look to drive in. Guarded there by Marcek Vartoni. As Elam was going to launch a long 2, connects on that one.
Pretty shy.
That was a good, smooth shot right there from Elam.
And that lead under 20 at 19 now.
3:20-16 in Keone. We'll see a couple 4 Lady Rustlers check in, so everybody from the bench, they will check in here as we're going to have a jump ball call. There's Valley and Garcia were in the mix.
Got a decent student section here on hand for the game today. I see sprinkled amongst the crowd, actually in their main place, and I see a good portion of the volleyball team that, again, had a great year this year here on hand.
Yeah, their best finish in program history at 7th. With 3:16 to go. Lead at 19, 59-40. Niles to Hester. Pass it now to Brock. She'll launch a 3, connect. Brock with 13 on the ball game. 2 Lady Golden Eagles with double-digit figures.
And Bork is their leading scorer on the year, I think, at 13.6 per game.
Elam with the floater. She's at 12. That's also double-digit figures for Central, as Ivana Beach with 13, Elam with 12. Pass inside, Brock off the backboard, no good. Coming up with the rebound is, let's see who. They're going to say it's off of Central. I'm going to game Bork's name wrong. Apologies there for the mispronunciation. Lead back up to 20. 2:27 to go. In a 62-42 ball game. They coke, drive in, kick out to Nile. She'll launch a 3. That one off the backboard, put up and good there by Bork.
That's how I said with C shooting a lot of threes in the second half. Really, both teams have shot way more threes in the second half than they did in the first half.
As lead up to 22.
Surprised the press is on right here when you're leading by 22.
As that is going to be Jones who loses it, and then coming up with it is Urbanski.
A whole lot of something going on.
There's a mix of everything. Elam will try to put it up. That's no good. It's going to be Hester with the rebound. Hester to Bork. We'll give it to Niles. 96 seconds to go in this ball game. Pass inside as Elam will knock it out.
A nice knock away by Elam. Otherwise, that would have been a layup.
And we'll get it inbound from Niles. She'll give it off here to Bork. Back to Niles.
We're liable to get the stats, the final stats from this game a little later on, but we can review those later in the guys' game at halftime, I'm guessing.
We can do that again. We'll have the boys' coverage. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Bork for three. Misses everything. That's going to be a shot clock violation. As it is final, 51-28, the final in Kelly Walsh as the Lady Wolverines start conference season 0-3 on the year. And we're wrapping up the final 70 seconds in this one. As there's a rejection as Urbanski got rejected on the play. Hester comes up with the basketball with the final 60 seconds to play.
Yeah, Bork had the block shot at that end.
We have a travel from Marstetic Votoni.
I thought they say officials put the whistle away at the end of a game that isn't close, but that's not been the case here. They're calling what they see.
Yeah, it's inconsistent with all the calls they've made. Again, always have to give a big shout out to the officials. Again, they're on the floor, we're not.
And it's getting harder and harder to get officials, they say, too.
As we're going to have a jump ball, favor Central.
Probably just a couple possessions left in this game. I'm sure if the clock is under the 30, that's, LCCC, I would imagine, will just sit on it once they get the ball back.
Inbound to Jones. Jones goes to the near side, give it off here to Varela. Elam. Back to Varela. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Pass inside. They had the right idea. It's going to be a violation, though.
Been a number of those, and those certainly have hurt.
Turnover unofficially, number 21 in the ball game.
And I'm going to guess that actually might be even higher than that when we see the official stats.
That's why I say unofficially.
Let's see if they just play catch with it here as time runs out.
As that's probably what they're going to do. 9 seconds. They'll give it to Niles, top of the key. Right back to Hester. So Lady Rustlers start the conference season 0-1 in a 64-42 ball game, as we'll step aside and give you guys some final numbers and give you a preview of the boys game. This is Lady Rustler basketball on the Rustler Media. Back here on Wrestler Media, final score of that game, 64-42 in that one, as LCCC just had double-digit quarters in the first 3 quarters. They were only held to 9 unofficially in that final quarter, as turnovers were a big deal for CWC in this one, Joel.
Yeah, your number was pretty close, really, 21-14 the turnover, so it wasn't as big a factor as I thought maybe it would be. The offensive rebound still was a huge number, 18-4 offensive rebounds. Total rebounds, 30-24. No, I can't be. 48-28. That makes more sense.
Yep, and leading the way, I have Ivana Beach with 13 points and Taylor Elam with 12 for the Lady Rustlers. For LCCC, it was Marcetic Vatani with 16, and then you also had Bork with 15 on the day, so good at scoring figures from LCCC.
And Spring in double figures with 10 as well, so they, they're a reason that they're 14-4, now 15-4, and I guess you could say on the other hand, there's probably a reason CWC is 4-13, and hopefully showing improvement as the season goes along.
Yeah, there were some good things in that game, and not a lot of good things though, but
you got to adjust too. You have your leading scorer is gone. And so you've got to adjust your roles or differently. Somebody maybe not counted on to score early on is now counted on to do that scoring because, for lack of a better term, your bell cow player is not there. And they could certainly use somebody like that they know who to go to when the going gets tough right now. But and it's going to get tough because, like I said, they're short. They're a short roster. It's a tough road to hoe for the CWC Lady Rustlers at this point.
Well, that'll do it. Next up for the Lady Rustlers will be at Casper. Here at home against Casper. Let me re-apologize, as John Gabrielson will be back on. We'll actually have the men's game coming up shortly. We'll preview that here shortly as well. This is Rustler Basketball on Rustler Media. Back here on Rustler Media as the boys game getting set to start here in about a minute 40 seconds. Taking a look at these two teams as LCCC comes into this one on a 1-game win streak. They defeated Real Salt Lake. They lost the last two prior, sitting at a 9-7 record. Central enters the game with a 13-6 record. 1-game winning streak defeating Air Force Prep 80-76. They had a 3-game winning streak prior to their last loss as well. These two teams, first conference games of the seasons. LCCC's won the last 4 games against CWC, winning both on the road and at home. CWC's last win comes in 2020 when they defeated the Golden Eagles on the road 102-91.
Yeah, they've been kind of a pesky problem for CWC in recent years, so we'll see what happens this day. You know, CWC, a nice balanced attack that they'll bring to the court this evening. I guess can we say evening if it's 4 o'clock? I don't know.
4 o'clock.
Late afternoon. Early evening in Newfoundland, okay?
No, it could be evening everywhere, Joel, if you
good.
think about it. But
not in Australia where my son is, I'll tell you that. But hey.
Yeah. But right now, as the last 40 seconds going down to the wire here and trying to get some of the Rustlers as well, trying to find out the starting lineups in this one as well.
See, the pizzas have shown up for the LCCC women's team. That's sort of a regular feature. That's a regular feature.
But getting into the starting lineups here, we don't have them officially just because of the talking with the coaches is more of a game time decision than anything. And just the last 7 seconds here, we'll get underway here, Joel. And, you know, this one should be a pretty good matchup between these two teams.
I would see what the home court has to do with it, too, you know, because that's always an advantage of the home court. So we'll see there.
And again, don't have the starters to be exactly, but
well, we'll mark them off.
We're going to try to mark them off as we go. There is a 7-footer for LCCC and James Mullen. And we're not 100% sure, but definitely did not look